Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the How to Film Weddings podcast. My name is Nick Miller and today I'm trying something a little bit different. I am flying 100% solo. So I have no guests, I have no John. I don't know how this is going to go. It's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode just because it's just me and I don't have someone else to talk to and riff off of a little bit. And I am coming off of a cold. And so if I cough, well, you probably won't even notice it because Blake's going to edit that stuff out because Blake is an editing master and an editing genius. Yes, I said that. He is great at what he does, and we are very thankful for him over here at How to Film Weddings. This last weekend, my wife and I went to Under Canvas Glacier, right outside of Glacier National Park, to film an incredible wedding. We filmed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There was a little boat party, a welcome party. The couple actually did a sunrise first look the day before the wedding. And then they went on a hike, and then we had the rehearsal dinner and the groom's dinner, and then the wedding on the next day. It was so much fun. It was very intentional. One of the most intentional weddings that I have ever been a part of. So grateful and so thankful to be there. It was held at Under Canvas Glacier. And if you don't know what Under Canvas is, it is a glamping is what they call it, where it's these tents that are made of canvas. They're actually really nice as far as tents go. They have a nice bed. Our little tent actually had, a bathroom and a shower in it. And it was a cool experience. It was an amazing experience. But this last weekend, as I think it was, so we flew out on Wednesday because the flights got in too late on Thursday and we needed to be there Thursday for this little boat party thing in the afternoon. So we flew out on Wednesday. Thursday morning, I woke up sick. My throat hurt. I had a cough. I was congested. It was, really, really bad head cold. And so I was like, oh, great. And then we go into the Under Canvas, which is a nice sort of place, a glamorized camping experience, but there was no electricity. There was no AC. If you needed heat at night, there was firewood in our little fire furnace. And anyway, I was no good this weekend. And my wife, Jenn, was incredible. She took on so much of the work. She went above and beyond. She did stuff that she normally doesn't do on wedding days. And because we went all out for this wedding. And it kind of got me thinking, as just with this experience that I have, that I wanted to talk a little bit about the truth of what it is like doing travel weddings. Destination travel weddings, I know they get idolized and people think, man, this is incredible. If I could only go and just do all these travel weddings, I will make it. And, you hear a little bit of a lot of the good stuff, but I also wanted to just talk about and share the truth of it. What are the downsides? What are the negative stuff? What is the stuff that's kind of like, whoa, that's just something you have to put up with. So I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about that. So in today's episode of this podcast, we are going to be talking about the truth of travel, the truth of destination weddings. So the first thing that I want to touch on is there are some incredible things about doing travel weddings, destination weddings. I wanted to touch on that. One, Jenn and I have gotten to go to some amazing places, both within the U.S. and outside of the country. I've talked on this podcast before how we've been to Cabo, how we've been to Cape Town, South Africa. We just got back from Glacier, Big Sur, an incredible place in California, Stanley, Idaho, which is my favorite place that we have traveled to. We've been to Tennessee and New York and Washington State and Texas and all over the United States. Okay. And many of these places, I don't think that Jenn and I would have necessarily booked a trip and had us travel there. So we're getting to film in places and go to places that we probably wouldn't have gone to otherwise. So that is an incredible perk of doing this. Another thing is, I do this with my wife. And so now, this year, 15 times in 2022, we are able to go and have kind of a work vacation. I mean, it's not really a vacation, but we get to go away. We get to spend time together for 2, 3, 4 days away. And because I'm with her, this makes it where I enjoy it a whole lot more. If she was not with me, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much. How many of you get sick and tired of shooting at the same venue over and over and over again? You're like, man, how do I make this video different when it's the same decor, the same venue, the same whatever? Okay, that's a nice thing for us is we are shooting at new venues every single weekend. We are shooting at new places all of the time. And so we don't have to worry about rehashing stuff that we've done before. It's a new venue, it's fresh, it's new. So our ideas, we're a little bit more creative, we're a little bit different, okay? And so that's a nice thing. And that's really a big thing for Jenn. She says, man, I would just get, now that we've done this for a while, I would just get so bored if we were shooting at the same 4 or 5 venues, throughout the year. And that was really it, okay? And then one thing that's nice with it whenever you travel enough and you're loyal to an airline is you start getting some perks. On United, we just recently reached gold status, which means that I don't have to pay for anything like seat upgrades because you choose your seat unless I want to do first class. So that's really nice. So I can pick those exit row seats. I can pick that stuff and it's no extra charge for us. And I actually get to check 2 or 3 bags that weigh up to 70 pounds at no extra charge because of that loyalty. And so if you have an airline that you continue to fly with and continue to work with, you can get some of those perks and you can benefit from that, as the year, as your travel continues to happen. So it has been we love travel. Okay. This year we are shooting 16 weddings, 15 of them, all 16 of them are destination for us, except for half that we're doing a reception where we're filming the wedding in Dallas and then we're having a reception here in Wichita. And so we are traveling for 100% of our weddings this year. And we love it. And if we didn't love it, we wouldn't do it. And for us, it's one of those things that I'm looking forward to this. There have been about 5 locations that we have gone to this year when we have been just so excited to go there because there are places that we haven't been before. And so this is opening doors and opening opportunities for us that we wouldn't have had if we didn't get into the destination travel market. So for us, it is definitely worth it and we definitely love it. So there are some great things that come from, doing all this travel. Okay, it's incredible, and we absolutely love it. Which I just said, and I will continue to say, if we didn't love it, we wouldn't do it. But there's some truths behind doing destination weddings all the time, doing travel weddings all the time, and I want to break some of those down for you. Again, traveling and doing destination stuff is one of those things that, people glamorize and people like, oh, if I do that, I can make it. I've made it into the world, or I can, do something. And also the thing with travel is, you don't know if you love it until you get an opportunity to do it. And so I just want to talk to you about my experience and some truths behind maybe some of the stuff that you don't see or you don't hear many people talking about. So that's what I'm going to get into today. And the first one is traveling all the time is exhausting. It's exhausting. You think about, if you are someone that is shooting 25 local weddings in your local market, and, you have a run where you have 8 weekends in a row where you're shooting every single weekend for 2 months. And just think about how exhausting you feel whenever you do that. Now, let's add in the fact that on top of all those, or instead of those 8 local weddings, let's say all of those weddings that you are doing are now travel weddings, where you are having to hop on an airplane or you having to drive 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to get to where you're going. That just compounds. It's very, very exhausting. Okay, I think of the packing. I'm a little bit more stingy whenever it comes to packing all of my gear whenever we're doing these travel weddings because we can only we want to have all of our gear with us. And so I am packing stuff a little bit differently and it's a little bit stressful. Now I have a system and I know this is how I pack it. This is how things go, but I'm having to think a little bit more when it comes to the packing than I do if it's somewhere local, because if it's somewhere local, I have my car, I can just throw stuff in. And if it's not packed as nicely as, it necessarily needs to be, that's going to be okay because it's local and I have my car. But whenever we're flying, I have to pack a certain way, and that's kind of exhausting. Also, sleeping in a place that isn't your home. Okay, sleeping in a place it's not your bed. That maybe it's not good night's sleep, or maybe the Airbnb smells funny, or maybe the hotel is loud, or whatever the issue is there. Okay. Sleeping in a place that's not your bed can be, make it so it's exhausting. Also, long travel days. This last Sunday, we had a flight that left at 6:30, but we were staying in the under canvas, and we had to wake up at it was like 4:15 so that we could finish getting all of our stuff packed up, get in the car, and drive the 45 minutes or so to the airport, be there on time so that we could catch the plane and all yada yada yada. Okay, it can make for really, really long travel days. And then we flew, had a delay, and all that sort of stuff. And so we got home. It was like at 1 p.m, but we had been up since 4 a.m. So that was a long day. And another thing about that, depending on the town that you live in, Wichita is a really small airport. And I think there are only 9 or 10 cities that the Wichita airport flies to. The big ones: Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Denver. And so most of the time we are doing connections. Okay. There are not a lot of just one-way nonstop flights for us out of Wichita. Okay. And then again, with the exhausting part, it just takes a lot out of you mentally. I mean, how many of you get mentally exhausted when you have back-to-back weddings over a few weeks and you're staying in your town? You wake up on Saturday, you drive to your wedding, you come home Saturday, and that's it. But now you're taking days to do these things. Okay. There's a big time commitment. That's the next thing I wanted to talk about. It takes a time commitment. For a normal wedding, it's usually just a one-day thing, right? Well, we will not fly on a day that we're shooting. We can't risk it, especially with all these airlines and flights getting canceled and delays and all that stuff. So we're always getting into a town a day before we shoot. And then most of the time we're done at 10 p.m. or later, so we can't hop on a flight that night. So then we're spending the night and we're leaving the next day. So if we're shooting on a Saturday, we're getting there by Friday afternoon and then leaving Sunday. So, a one-day event is now turning into a 3-day event. You really need that buffer time, especially for delays. And actually this week, John and I were supposed to head to Palm Springs together for a trip, which ended up getting canceled. But it got canceled because John's flight got delayed by a few hours. Austin, who was supposed to be with us, his flight just got totally canceled and rescheduled for the next day. So, you never know with airlines. And so you need that buffer time. Okay. And then with that time commitment, there is that readjustment period to after getting back. You just had a long travel day. You've been gone for 3 days. You're exhausted. And now the next day you just need to hop in and get right back to work and get right back to the grind. That old saying is, oh, I need a vacation from my vacation. Okay, well, I need a vacation to recoup from my work that other people think was a vacation, but definitely was not a vacation. Okay. And so that's just a tough time. Like this last month, Jenn and I, in consecutive weeks, we went to San Diego, St. Louis. We flew to St. Louis again for another wedding in Illinois, a couple hours away from St. Louis. And then we did Glacier 4 weeks in a row. And it was like, we get back on that Sunday and I just need a day to recoup before I can do anything, and just mentally getting ready for that. Okay. So
Nick and I have to tell you about one of our favorite places to upload our wedding films, and that is Love Stories TV. Love Stories TV is one of the best free resources for us wedding filmmakers. The best part is they are bringing the couples to us. All we have to do is upload our films and we are good to go. Upload unlimited wedding films to your completely free business page. Setup is easy and your films can be live in just minutes. Now is the perfect time to start uploading to Love Stories TV. So head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv to check out all of the details and see how Love Stories TV is giving away $10,000 in cash to wedding filmmakers just like you. That's howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv to start uploading and connecting with the right couples today.
Hi, it's Michael from Wediter. We want to thank everyone for the incredible support we've received since sponsoring How to Film Weddings. Yes, we've had some growing pains, but we've had far more wins. And we're doing something that's never been done. We're a remote team of over 50 editors in 10 countries. I often joke that we're as much a logistics company as we are a creative company. Right now, demand is off the charts. And we don't just say yes to everyone and scramble to figure it out. That's why we're asking you to help us help more of you. In short, we're looking for more talented Weditors. Part-time or full-time, work from where you want, when you want, as long as you hit deadlines and deliver quality. It's a chance to get paid while growing as an editor. Our project managers work with you, explaining why something feels right or doesn't, because there's always a reason. If you're interested, we'd love to hear from you. Go to wediter.com/editor and fill out our form.
The next thing is that travel is getting more and more expensive. Whenever we would book clients, we would look at airline costs and we would look at rental cars and Airbnbs or hotels or, the food things. And we would say, okay, this is what it's going to cost. And we would just roll all of that in. But now that flights have gone up, rental cars have gone up, lodging has gone up, food has gone up. So now I am making less money because I decided to roll all that in. I know there's people that do it lots of different ways, where you bill them afterwards or you kind of give them an estimate. I'm just saying that's how we like to run our business and what we like to do. And so this one in Glacier, just because of the area of the country and where it was, it cost us almost $1,000 to rent a car from Wednesday to Sunday, almost $1,000. And on the flip side, we had done the exact same thing whenever we went to San Diego, the same amount of time, and it cost us about $450. It was just an expensive part of the country to go. So that's another thing just to keep in mind and how you want to do things. As you are maybe getting into the destination world, think about how you're going to charge for travel and how you are going to do that. Because if you want to make a living doing this stuff, you have to accommodate for those expenses and accommodate for that stuff. Okay. A thing that is a stressor for us, we have two kids, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. Our daughter's in 5th grade and our son's in 2nd grade. And us going away for multiple days, we need to have someone that we can trust to stay with them. We actually have a couple of babysitters, college-age girls that have actually come into our house and stayed with our kids over the weekend. And so that's nice. My mom has come from Colorado Springs to stay at the house for a few days with the kids. And so that works out great, but it can definitely be a stressor, especially whenever, you get a call from your sitter and says, oh, I have COVID, so I can't watch the kids. I'm really sorry about that. And we get that call on the Tuesday before the wedding on Saturday that we have tickets to fly to. So that's something that if you have children and you need someone to watch, and I know there's lots of people that I don't have kids, but I have a dog. What are you going to do with your dog? Okay. Who's going to take care of your pets? Who's going to take care of your children? Who's going to take care of all of that stuff? If you're a solo shooter, okay, I think that doing destination travel work would be so difficult, especially if you're going for 3 days and you're shooting by yourself and you're going to a place where you don't really know anybody. That could be really, really hard. And if I didn't have Jenn with me, if Jenn and I didn't do this together, I don't know if the destination side of things is where I would want my business direction to go. That's a difficult thing, being a solo shooter. Another thing that we have really run into is, okay, we have films that are pretty much done and ready to go or very, very close. So we just need to put some finishing touches on. And it's hard to find time, especially during a busy travel season, to get work done. For me, it's not easy to work on a plane. I know there's some people that can do it and excel at it. It's hard to work on a plane. It's sometimes hard to work in a hotel. And it's kind of like, you need to flip a switch that you're not going on vacation. You are going to work. And whenever you have that in mind, that's a switch. Over the last couple weddings that we've done when we've traveled, we have actually had some dedicated time where we could sit down and edit and get some things done. So getting substantial work done on the road is not always the easiest thing to do. So, yeah. And then the last thing that I want to bring up is sometimes you just want to work at home. Sometimes you want to sleep in your bed. And we have actually gotten to a point in our business where other vendors in town in Wichita have shared with me, oh, I had a couple and I told them about you guys, but they didn't reach out because Wild Oak Films, quote unquote, only does destination work. Now, I don't know if it would have worked out for us with our price point and the type of, I don't know any of that stuff, but it was a barrier of entry for some people simply because all the destination work that we do. That's the truth of it. And we're okay with that. Like, we're okay with saying, okay, we're going to be almost exclusively destination work. That's okay with us. But maybe you want to kind of do a little bit of both. And so that's just something that you need to weigh as you continue to grow your business, and as you need to, just something to think about as you are running your business. So those are some of the truths that we have figured out, that we have picked up along the way. My opinion is that travel is absolutely 100% worth it, and we love it. I can't imagine this job not traveling to all the places that we get to go to and filming in some really, 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 really cool locations. And experiencing this with my wife is just a bonus, and I love it. Travel is amazing. And so maybe you're listening to this and you like the stuff I said about the incredible things about travel, and maybe some of this truth about travel weddings. You'd be like, you know what? I can deal with that. I can deal with those things. But I'm not in a place where I am really getting destination leads. How do I go about doing that? How do I go from not doing any destination work to getting destination work? So I wanted to share with you 3 things really quick that maybe you should try doing, start doing, to help you break into the destination market. The first thing I'm going to suggest is post viral content across your social media platforms. One of the best things that I ever did for Wild Oak Films was post groom reaction videos to our YouTube channel. In 2019, I posted a groom reaction video and it went crazy viral on YouTube. Today, that video is sitting at over 2.5 million views. And, I have another video that has over 1 million views. It's a groom reaction. I have another one that's trending upward. It has over 100,000 views. And so those things have made it where people find us more on YouTube. People are finding us more in search when it comes to that thing. So post those to your YouTube channels, post them to YouTube Shorts, post them to TikTok, post them to Instagram Reels, and continue to do that, because you never know what will happen. Use hashtags of places that you would like to travel to. So if you want to go to California, tag California wedding video, Colorado, Montana, whatever it is, the place that you want to go, hashtag it, tag those places, geotag them, so that maybe you will pop up in those places. I know that there are lots of people that's how they have started, kind of getting into the destination market, is they are geotagging and hashtagging in places that they would like to shoot. So continue to post that viral content, and maybe that will open the doors where people will find you based on something, and they see, oh, I live in Kansas, but this wedding is happening in Pennsylvania, and I would love to go to Pennsylvania. And so they find you because of that viral content. So continue to post that potentially viral content, groom reactions, funny moments, dogs, silly stuff, whatever it is, onto your social accounts. The next thing that I would say is take advantage of opportunities that you have. Say you are taking a personal vacation or a family vacation or something to a destination that you would love to shoot at. You would love to go there and you would love to work there. So take advantage of that. Reach out to planners, reach out to people, find local wedding vendor groups and see if you can set up some sort of styled shoot. See if you can find a couple in the area. Creep onto Instagram, look for those Instagram influencers in that specific area and say, hey, can I do a shoot? I would love to do this, just so that you can start to maybe build your portfolio. You never know what can happen whenever you actually start showing off work that you did in a specific location. Okay. I think about our friend Stanton Giles, and how he was doing a trip to Iceland, and he actually reached out to all of these planners and asked them, hey, can I give a free wedding? I'm going to do this. I'm going to be here at these times. And he said, I cold emailed like 50 and I got one response. Okay. And I got one response, and I took advantage of that. So take advantage of those opportunities so that you can show off places that you are going to shoot. People might love your work when they find you, but they don't see that you are in a place they can't visualize it because, you haven't been there or something like that. And so they think, oh, this isn't going to work out for them to shoot in this place because they're not from there. So if you are going places, take advantage of those opportunities and make the most of them. And you never know what can happen with that. The last tip that I will recommend if you want to break into the destination market is going to set up some Google ads for a specific place that you would like to shoot. Okay. Blake, the editor, and his business, Blake Polino Films, he decided earlier this year that he really wanted to shoot in Colorado. He wanted to go film weddings in Colorado. So he just went on Google Ads using their ads wizard. Like, he didn't take a course and do anything special or whatever. He just went in and did the Google prompts that they asked him to do. And over this year, he spent about $700 on these Google ads, and he has booked 3 weddings in Colorado that have, and the total bill for all that stuff is around $20,000. Okay, $700 ad spend to make $20,000. And for him, he was like, there's no way I'm going to break into that market unless I spend a little bit of money. But I think all of you can understand and can totally agree that for less than $200 a wedding, no, a little more than $200 a wedding, he has made, what is that off the top, over $6,500 per couple based on that. Okay. So it might take a little research on figuring out how to do that, and necessarily, hey, where is it that I want to shoot? Where do I want to film these weddings? What kind of things do I, want to do? But spending a little bit of money and figuring out those locations could be a great way for you to break into the destination market. And then the last thing that I want to kind of touch on with breaking into the destination market is that it only takes one. And what I mean by that is only takes one opportunity. It only takes one person that says yes. It only takes one video to pop off on social media to totally radically transform your business. The story that I like to say that really headed us in the direction of doing destination work was a former youth group kid that got married when I was a youth pastor. I mean, it was after I was a youth pastor. He left the youth group and all that stuff. And he was getting married in this beautiful place in Colorado. And they came to me and they said, we really want to hire you, but we only have, it was at that time like $1,200 or $1,500. Like, they didn't have a ton of money for wedding video. And I said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I knew that, it was the perfect couple in the perfect location, amazing family, amazing people. I'm like, yes, we are going to do this. And we took advantage of that wedding. And I viewed the lack of money that we made from that as a marketing expense. And that one wedding has led to multiple other weddings at that same location, has led to multiple other people finding us and hiring us. And it was because we took that one opportunity and did something really, really well with it. And so if destination is the direction that you want to go, remember, it only takes one thing to happen, the right person to see it, the right video to pop off on social for you to really make a difference. And then you can jump into and dive into the destination game. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the How to Film Weddings podcast. I hope I didn't bore you with it being only my voice for the last 20 or 30 minutes, however long I'm talking to you. Thank you so much for being a part. If you are not a part of our Facebook community, we have a pretty active group on Facebook. All you need to do is head over to howtofilmweddings.com/community, and that will redirect you to our Facebook group. Join that, join the conversation, be a part, be encouraged by other wedding filmmakers that are doing this to make an impact on both their lives and their couples' lives. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, we will see ya.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver your wedding films to your couples? Look no further. Our friends over at Webflow provide the most flexible video delivery solution on the market. Webflow is pay per project with no large upfront cost or commitment, and you can cancel anytime. Not only that, Webflow offers a premium viewing experience for your couples, accessible on mobile, tablet, desktop, as well as their very own suite of TV apps. Each project comes with 10 years hosting and an experience for your clients that will blow them away. Stop delivering your films the old-fashioned way and give your couples something to rave about. Head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/Webflow to check out Webflow today.